Hello, good evening, ladies. Woo! We made it.
Hello.
We got here. If everyone could just put little flies on the walls as we were getting right to this point, I think everyone would be going, yes, that's exactly how I'm feeling. That's exactly what's going on. Why, Nicole? Why? So, everyone who's tuning in, thank you for being here. And this is Cards and Stars, where each solstice and equinox, I get together with intuitive tarot reader and medium Pamela Bell and astrologer extraordinaire Nicole Garceau. And we just chat about what's going on for that season, what's coming at us, what we're dealing with. And not just to be the heads up and the doom and gloom, but how we can harness those energies and utilize them. And sometimes, that ounce of precaution is really, really important. So we look at ways that we can handle things. We have Pamela giving us messages from spirit to support us or help give clarity to what's going on. And then we really need to know, Nicole, what the heck is going on? Oh, and everybody, happy solstice. Nicole, what the heck is going on? What's something big going on this week that we need to pay attention to?
Well, Saturn is station retrograde. So, that's the first big one. Some people are already feeling that shift, that's for sure. It happened on the Gemini new moon that we just had. So for those people that have that are mutable signs, 7 degrees will feel it the most. Now the mutable signs, they're Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. So if you have anything angles, meaning your ascendant or your MC, so which is your first house cusp or your 10th house cusp, at those degrees, you're definitely feeling that shift. That change of energy, that internalization of basically, Pisces is very Saturn's a very sober planet. Like it's really, whatever, fanciful thing, which is, all Neptune and Pisces, whatever dreams, visions that you've had, which would tend to be goal related. Here's some sober realities that are coming to some hard facts, the work that you need to put in. All those things are coming to the fore. And Saturn's the planet of karma. Like you get exactly from it what you put in. So, and all these things would have to be Piscean in nature. So if you have big dreams, which is the ongoing story of that Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces, you have those big dreams. Now Saturn came in there. Okay, what kind of work are you ready to put in? So it's going to start to ask those things. And Pisces has everything to do with even like psychic talent, psychic gifts. Are you developing that? Are you developing your meditation? Are you developing these soft arts such as yoga, tai chi, and these things? What work are you ready to put in? So that's what Saturn's is asking of you, and is having you face some truth. And are you lying to yourself? That's the big one.
So could it be like the lessons that we need to learn and the lessons that we have learned would be coming to light? Is that part of what would be happening now? People kind of feeling that?
Saturn stationing retrograde right now in Pisces. Stop kidding yourself. If you are, stop kidding yourself. This is what you need to do. This is what's going on. This is where you're lacking. This is what you thought you needed to do. This is the path. And if and Pisces is also like, Instagram has been experiencing a lot of impersonations, because Pisces is impersonations. And if you're going about the way to cheat, lie, and steal, you're going to be facing some consequences. So there's no cut corners with Saturn. There really isn't. Either you put in the work or you don't. And this is once in 30 years. So if you want to get to that higher level of consciousness, if you wanted to to work on transcendence and all these things, this is the time to do it.
So Pamela, what message or what support can we get for working through this wonderful Saturn?
Oh, you wait. It's the Ten of Swords, my friends. That is endings. Stop. And then the words I'm getting, pardon me, stop the baloney, stop the bull. That's an end to the bull, an end to the lies, and things are ending too. And I'm experiencing endings as well. So there's a lot of things that are ending. And I think we talked about this in our practice. And the thing about endings, it hurts more. If you want to hold on to any of these swords when something's trying to end, you're going to get hurt. So let go. It's all about letting go. The things that are ending, let them go. Because in numerology, the 10 breaks down to the 1, which you have to let something go. For the ace, which is that new beginning, next chapter, leveling up is also another thing I'm hearing. So it's all about endings, but they're endings that have to happen. They're for our good. They're for our next elevation, that next stages of elevation in our soul's journey. So yeah, endings, 10 of Swords.
Well, it's funny you choose those words, Pam, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it has an association with the 12th house, and it's the house of karmic endings.
Yeah.
Which lead into the way of Aries, which is beginnings.
Beginnings, yes. So excited for the beginnings. Let's see what the beginnings are. What does the endings bring?
Let's see what the is.
So the endings bring in a new era where this is the 4 Pentacles. So you can, and the 4 Pentacles has got lots to say about this, because things that need to end, that are no longer serving us, offering a new beginning, it creates space for that new beginning. And the 4 Pentacles is all about that stability in your 3D, in your life, home, health, and wealth. Stability, and also learning what to let go of. It's another card about what to let go of, and don't hang on to things too tightly. Don't be stingy, because like in this card, like there's a little bird's nest and there's eggs in there. And if you hold on to an egg, a precious little baby bird egg, and you're like, oh, it's so exciting. If you hold on to it too tight, you're going to squish it and kill it. So it's a lot of the energy I am feeling from these cards is going to be a lot of letting go, old patterns, to lead to new beginnings. But they are also, it's uncomfortable. Some of the endings are going to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. I'm personally experiencing one. Won't bore everybody with that one. But yeah, it's not without its challenges.
Well, I know in our rehearsal for this, Nicole, you said, if there's any time that the Serenity Prayer comes into play that could be very useful for people, it's now with everything that's going on. And I think that does, because it speaks to that, that letting go with that compassion and with as much grace as possible. Because sometimes they're messy, but you do it with as much compassion and grace as you can muster. And I think that's what's important. So Nicole, after this wonderful, exciting news, what do we have next?
Well, the big thing too is, the talk of the cosmos is Venus. Venus going retrograde, and right now it's currently in its shadow period. So which means the shadow period is when Venus is making its way through the zodiac to come to a slow standstill. And that's where it retraces its step as it goes retrograde. And then after that, it retraces the steps it made to the point it went retrograde. And that will be the post-shadow season. But for now, it's in pre-shadow. I'm just trying to think. It is July 23rd, I think it is. Yes.
Yes, I have written down July 23rd to September 3rd.
Yeah.
And that it overlaps with the Mercury retrograde in August.
23rd.
23rd.
5. Yes. So the thing that was poking out to us as we were preparing for tonight's session is this reoccurring numerological theme of 5s. Yeah. Pam, I would love you to share your insight about the 5s in tarot.
I love fives. However, fives, and I'm a life path 5 as well, but a 5 in tarot is the loneliest number because it is in the middle between the beginning, the Fool, which is faith, and just take a leap of faith and don't overlook it, and you have everything you need, you just go, and there's a new thing happening. And it's the farthest from the 10, which the 10 is completion, job well done. So the 5s are the loneliest number. They're in the middle, so they're uncomfortable because there's change happening and disruption. Change and disruption are 5s, but it's right before it gets better. So if everybody's you're going to be feeling that uncomfortable, lonely, a little bit of lost in space kind of energy. But it is a necessary progression. We'll get to the 6, which is overcome and victories. We'll get there.
And Venus is retrograde in the sign of the fifth sign of the zodiac.
Ah, yes, another 5. There you go.
Yeah.
Lots of changes. A lot of changes.
Oh, sorry.
A lot of changes.
Yeah, because the thing is, when it comes to Venus retrograde, it retrogrades in the same sign every 5 years. I mean, every 8 years. I got 5 in my head. Sorry, every 8 years. So if you go back 8 years and keep tracing back 8 years prior to that and prior to that, the last time was 2015. And so if you want to get a hint, at the type of flavor that this Venus retrograde is going to give to you, because it would be in the similar in the same house that it's retrograding in, but it's going to be different because Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus naturally squares Leo in the zodiac. And if you'd have it, they're actually going to be squaring each other, those two planets, 3 times. And when Uranus squares a planet, squares manifest. And so unexpected change is on the menu. There's no question. And so for some people out there, depending on what you have kicking in your charts, some of it can be unpleasant. The question is, how do you handle change? Change is inevitable, right?
Yes.
But with Uranus, it rules lightning speed. Like Mars is fast, but Uranus is lightning fast. And Mars is in the zodiac sign of Leo as well. And out of all the personal planets, a Venus retrograde is the one that's felt the most. And so this one's going to be a doozy. And then sure enough, it's going to be like a roller coaster, because as it squares Uranus and you're dealing with all this unexpected change, Jupiter's in Taurus as well. So then we're gonna hey, well, wait a second, the world's my oyster here for a second, and then all of a sudden Uranus, no, we got to do this, and let's throw a monkey in the wrench. And so it's just gonna be like, that's what I just remembered what we were saying in our rehearsal. What this Venus retrograde reminds me of is a pinball machine. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Ping, 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 ping. So, yeah, get ready for those unexpected events. Some wonderful surprises too. But yeah, the question is, what area of life does this fall for you? Collectively, what this says is Taurus is all about what you love and value. You know what I mean? Like both about Mother Earth, and Leo rules the sun itself. So climate change. You'll hear different opinions and stuff like that about climate change, but also on a collective level, what we love and value, what we hold near and dear to our heart. Like, we're going to be asking ourselves, does this really matter in the end of things? Let's get back to the basics. Let's get to the bottom of things. And, you know what I mean? Let's move forward, which is Uranus, in a heart-centered way, which has everything to do with Leo. That's good for Mother Earth. That's good for the people all around. And for Uranus, which rules humanity.
Yeah. So Pamela, I know, a lot of people they don't quite know how they can move forward or understand, moving and acting from that heart space. So what message can we get or guidance can we get that can help people understand what that means and how to apply that to what they're doing?
The Sun card.
Leo.
That's Leo. Now, the Sun card, this is all about healing and renewal so that you can, hit that growth spurt, prosper and grow. And where the light shines is where things grow. So Leo, this card would also ask, what areas of your life need healing and renewal? It's time to cut out, and I'm getting back to that Ten of Swords. It's time to cut out the things that you need to cut out. If you have something in your life that needs change, if there's a yoke around your neck, I don't care what it is, the Sun card is asking you, is reminding you to let it go. You got to let it go. It's time. I don't think we have much more. Well, this is going to be hard to say. How do I want to say it? We're running, what the message I'm getting, we're running out of time to make the changes. Now, that is personal to each one of us, each one of all of us, because like I might, as an example, quick one, I'm running out of time to make a change in another business because my body can't keep up with that. And I didn't change as fast as I should have. Therefore, the universe gave me a tower moment and I'm dealing with an injury that has forced me to retire from that other business. Cannot do it no more. Absolutely cannot. So that is an example of the things that need to be healed and renewed so that you can prosper and grow in other areas. The universe has other things they want you to do. Yes. Other things you want to do, other things to manifest. We have the High Priestess here. There's other things to manifest. The universe wants to give you more and better. So if you hate that job you're in, find another one. If your relationships are not reciprocal and fulfilling, change them. Communicate. So yeah, it's all about change, more change. Trust yourself, though. The High Priestess tells us to trust ourselves. Trust your gut. It's the Psychic card as well, Nicole. So listen to those. It's this one. The camera's backward. It's this one. Nope. It's trust those psychic flashes that you get. Trust the intuition so that you can manifest the changes that you are. Y'all know the changes you want to make. Everybody knows. You just gotta acknowledge it to yourself, right, Nicole?
Yeah. And it's funny you use the word trust because the thing is, the planet Saturn, what a lot of people don't realize is all about trust. Because why? Saturn's real.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's no fooling around with Saturn. It is what it is. Yeah. And so with Saturn and Pisces, it's about trusting. And it's about, trusting in the unknown. Because Pisces is the unknown as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and that can be so difficult. I know I can struggle with trusting the unknown, and knowing that something is on the other side of that will benefit me. But you have to have that trust. It comes down to that faith. And when you were talking about Uranus in Taurus, and that bringing that unpredictability and bringing that chaos of that change, right? Or that the universe is bringing this to you. But part of it, and that unpredictability, I see those opportunities also. If you allow yourself to remain open to them, even though they're unpredictable, if you allow yourself to stay open and accepting, you'll be able to see those opportunities that are going to that could be outside of the box for you, but will bring you that peace and that centeredness in order to keep moving forward, like what Pamela was saying.
And it's funny you mentioned that too, because that's exactly what happened to my best friend. Unexpected opportunities coming to the fore, that where something seemed impossible became possible, for the direction in which she wanted to do for work-life balance. And so yeah, it came all of a sudden, and things that she was discussing as a possibility became reality.
Love that.
Yeah. And that's unexpected changes, right? So unexpected changes, don't have to be bad. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like situations occur that, are not desirable, but
Mhm.
there's a greater plan in all of that too, right? So as much as it's easier said than done, I
Yes,
mean,
there
like,
is.
you know, it's easier to spew it out than to chew it,
Mhm.
you know, but yeah, it's like, you know, trusting the process. And, you know, it's like they say, hindsight is always 20/20.
It is.
Yeah, and, you know, and I think with everything feeling in such flux and people experiencing that, you know, it can be important to set some things that are grounded and secure now, and then celebrate it later, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like, but right now is not the time just to jump right in and celebrate everything, because that is that celebration energy that can, in my opinion, that can raise up a lot of that vibration, which actually can then increase all the chaotic change and unpredictability that we don't want. But if we're setting our grounding first, making sure that is stable, and then just wait a little while and party a little later on in the summer.
Don't celebrate too early. Is that what?
Don't celebrate too early. Exactly.
There's a lot of reviewing things going on this summer.
Yes.
And you know what? I
Yes.
hate to say it. And, you know, I'm going to call out the elephant in the room. For those of you guys getting married in July, it's not a good idea at all during
Not a good month. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not a good month. A way to get around that is, like, say if you got married earlier and then you just have a come together and celebrate, you know, do the official thing out of Venus retrograde. And you know what? When I was a beginning astrologer, I heard this and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know about this. It was, well, hey, I have an ex-husband. Let's see when we got married.
Ooh.
Venus retrograde.
Venus
During
retrograde. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cosmath, man, it works.
Oh,
It does.
yeah. Yeah. It's, you know, yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for that, but it's not bad news. Luck favors.
It's not bad news. That's a heads up. That's a hey,
That's
you
a
can
heads up. Yeah.
you can get around
But,
that.
you know what? Some people get the pressure. Hey, I was one of them. You know what I mean? Felt the pressure of following through because of planning for different reasons, not because of Venus retrograde. But
So being flexible to change, because when you find out new information, be flexible to use that information in a new way. Don't be so committed. Yeah.
But sorry, because the thing is, flexible is great, but the thing is, it's one thing to get married during a Venus retrograde, but this was square Uranus.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's change.
It's got teeth.
It's got teeth. There you go. That's perfect. Exactly.
It's got teeth.
Yeah.
Well, I think that brings in the point that it's good to tap into that increased spirituality and psychic awareness and intuition that Neptune brings to us and offers us. Because if we're utilizing that and listening to our gut, we can watch out when we're going into possible situations like that. Pamela, I'm very curious. What does Spirit want us to know about connecting with other realms?
King of Wands, throne. This is the penumbra deck. So Throne of Torches, which is King of Wands. Ooh. That one has me a little stumped, to tell you the truth. King of Wands. That is boss up energy. I am so sorry if my computer's having a fit there. It's been happening today. Pardon. I'm back. Hi. So King of Wands with for as far as being open to other realms. For one, I am not lost on the fact that this looks like a portal. You see this?
Yeah.
So King of Wands, it is about taking charge. It's about having a goal. And so if anybody is interested or open to communicating with other realms, you do it. This is a movement card. It's definitely a take charge card, and utilize your experiences here with the Seven of Wands. Utilize your experiences, and defend your position as well. Like, this is not a wishy-washy card. The Seven of Wands is about utilizing your personal experiences. So don't let anybody else tell you that you can't communicate with other realms. If you know what you know what you experience. If you've ever had that connection with Spirit and you felt that, don't let naysayers talk you out of it. So Yeah. Wow. That one kind of stumped me on those cards, though. So I will admit it when I don't get much from them.
No, but you did. And of course, I got to run into that little portal, that fire portal right there.
The fire portal.
Yes. Yeah, and I think too, it's like, with that 7 of Wands, behind that's a lot of that, that power behind you. And it's also for me like that symbol of boundaries. And it's okay. It's remember, especially if you are communicating with other realms at different dimensions, you need to remember to take your boundaries with you.
Yes. Don't bring them home with you.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's the challenge of Saturn in Pisces, is finding form, Saturn, within the formless Pisces.
Okay. That might have been why I had a little bit of trouble with those cards. Because I'm like,
sure.
It was like, wow. And I'm a Pisces, so.
Yeah, and think about how transmutable fire is. It's direct and it's powerful, but the way the flames move and how that transforms everything in its path clears the way for the newness to come in.
Yes.
I think the King of Wands and the 7 of Wands, those are 2 powerful cards for how spirit.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, wands in the tarot represent energy. So that's energy. Yeah, it's energy. It's your drive. It's your will. It's your energy. So that fits with communicating with other realms, because other realms we'll be communicating on an energetic level. Yeah.
So we kind of talked about that. Let's touch a little bit into August, because I know we've got some things going on. And we talked about the Venus and the Mercury double shot happening July, August, September 23rd. We talked about our 5s, but what is going on? Yes.
I just remembered, we almost forgot at the very end of this month, Neptune goes retrograde.
Another one.
Oh, Neptune.
Well, you know what? When Neptune goes retrograde, it's there's good and bad to both, right? There's a spectrum, but the thing is, the illusions are not as strong. You know what I mean? The deceit isn't as strong. So when you got the Saturn retrograde in Pisces, man, does the veil ever come off? So like collectively, it's like deep state. That's Saturn and all that kind of stuff, and all the like whistleblowers you'll hear a lot more of that coming out to reveal some truths about whatever the heck is going on. But the thing is too is with with Neptune going retrograde, you get a little bit more sense of what is real, what is true, and what isn't. Because when Neptune's directed Pisces, you start to question, well, okay, you got to whisper, are they telling the truth? Who's telling the truth? You got this, you got there, you got there, you got there. Like almost, information coming from all ends. It's kind of like psychic getting a download from spirit, and you're trying to make sense of all the information you're getting. It's kind of like that. And sometimes it offers confusion because you're trying to make sense of it all. Right. So, but with Neptune going retrograde, what ends up happening is you get a little bit more clarity. You start to integrate, because there's only so much, for some people, be it, psychic information, psychic download, intuition, there's so much that you can take before you short circuit, right? So, and it's time to integrate all that information and try and make sense of everything, and break down the facts, and and ask questions, make a plan, in doing all these things. So, so with Neptune retrograde, like the fog lifts, and things become clearer.
That's the Tower. That is sudden and unexpected change. So, yes, those Neptune waves are going to knock the stuff over. It's gonna tsunami. It's a little tsunami of information. But the flip side of the tarot is, of the Tower is it. Even though it's uncomfortable, it can be uncomfortable or shocking because sudden change, but it's always in our favor. It is always working for us not against us. Not unlike the tower moment I experienced physically, which, but it's for a very good purpose, because Spirit has been like, no, you need to go over here, over there. So I'm listening. So that's what I get for that. Oh gosh, dang computer. I have been having, have you guys hear me? I have been having that. I've been having that happen today, just today. My screen will just go black. I don't know why.
It's all good. We can hear you without losing you.
Okay, so I won't curse next time. Sorry.
Save that for your own channel. Well, so I'd like to hear your thoughts, both of you, for this full moon that we have coming up in Capricorn on July 3rd, Nicole? Is it Capricorn?
July 3rd. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the ruler of that moon is in Saturn.
And Saturn's in retrograde, just to remind everybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, with Saturn, you're just very slow, because if any planet that's just stationed retrograde, it's very potent because its energy is close to the Earth. Mm-hmm. And with full moon, full moon affects the tides, affects it affects the oceans and stuff like that. So with Saturn in the sign that rules the oceans, it really puts to light everything that you need to do from what we previously talked about. It's like as if we're getting hit with double whammies all the time. Like, lately with all these causes, like ever since the eclipses happened, it's just been like a doubling down on a lot of those energies that's been going on. And like the eclipse in Scorpio, for example, and then Pluto goes retrograde, like right after. You know what I mean? It's like so much, like Scorpio energy, and now it's like so much Capricorn, Piscean energy kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that blend that goes on. So it's like, man, it's like not only like on an astrological perspective, but the intuitive nudge that I keep getting from this too, with all the planets, is like, stop lying to yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and stop pretending to be something you're not. Yeah. And be real. Because we're all one, and the thing is, and Saturn in Pisces helps us learn that what you do to another affects you, and what you know what I mean. Like, nothing goes unscathed. And Saturn in Pisces is a once in 30-year transit, and it's going to be in there for 3 years. It's going to help us learn those lessons. Like, we're all in this together, and that's what we're going to learn at the very end. And it's like, it's like one time, when we were in a chat, our little group that we've got going, it's like you go on the internet and it's like, whoa, it's a battlefield out there. You go in, you dodge, you post, you come back out. You know what I mean? Us days. But man, like, get over it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's basically what Saturn Pisces is going to do. It's like transcend us, help each other out. And Saturn, Pisces is very charitable energy. It's very selfless energy. And Saturn is just starting to make its round in Pisces. And by the end, we're going to learn to work together a bit more for when Saturn then enters hand in hand with Neptune into Aries for a brand new beginning.
Yeah. Funny you should say brand new beginnings. July 3rd's event gets the Ace of Swords. That's new beginnings, new starts, new inspiration, new truth. I call this the sword of truth. Sword of truth. So, but opportunity for new beginnings, new inspiration, new ways of communicating, new ideas. So it's an exciting time if we can navigate it in the positive aspects. because it also allows us to take action, go after that idea, this idea that gets you excited. This is the Knight of Wands, and that's, taking action after something you're passionate about. But on the flip side of Spirit just cautioned me. On the flip side, you got to be careful about the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands can also be, I'm just going to keep talking even though I can't see you guys. The Knight of Wands can also be impulsive. Coming in hot. Be careful. Don't come in hot. You can crash and burn. So it's new beginnings, taking action with a little warning not to be too impulsive. And then we get another new beginning with the, what is that? The Page of, I'm sorry, I have a migraine and I cannot see. Page of Swords. So we're going to have a progression from the Ace of Swords, the idea, the new truth, to the Page of Swords, which is the beginning of that new thing. Because pages are young and impulsive. They're like teenagers of the tarot world. Okay. So but we need that youthful energy, new ideas, new communication. This is new communication, new information will be downloaded as well. So you'll be able to, if you're tuned in, you can do something practical with that. What was the practical thing? I love tarot. Endings and beginnings, because remember, the 10 of Swords breaks down in numerology to the Ace of Swords again. So we're going to have this feels like a repeating theme, from one retrograde to the next retrograde is what I'm kind of getting there. So learn your lesson.
I love everything you said. It's perfect. And when you break it down at the elemental level, you have the swords, it's air. And then the wands being fire, and what feeds fire but oxygen. So if you have all this air blowing into that, you really get that feeling. And it's something very tangible that people can relate to with that feeling. As we blow onto a fire, what happens? Yeah. Well, just remember that's kind of the type of energy that we're going to be looking at.
And if it's something you want to grow, blow on that fire. Add oxygen to that. But if it's not something you want, cut it off like the 10 of Swords. Stop.
Right. Fabulous. So what I would like to do right now, because I know we had a little scheme going on here, while we've been talking, Pamela has been in communication with Spirit and randomly pulling some tarot cards for us. I'm not quite sure how many she ended up for us, but this is a one-off 5 card. There we go. 5, of course, a 5. A 5-card special spread and reading from Spirit regarding the energies that we're going to be navigating and how we can use them most effectively.
Tingles, you guys. Tingles, Spirits in the house, because what's in front of me here, we have temperance, balance, and alchemy. Finding balance in areas of your life, work-life balance, relationship balance, balance within yourself, your masculine and feminine side, or your, whatever energies are opposite. You can alchemize those and bring them to balance, to the center. In a practical way, because I have the Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles is all about handling your earthly business, home, health, and wealth, taking care of the little minor, the details you need to take care of, the minor as well. Nothing is minor, actually. You need to feed the dog every day. You need to, pay your bills on time. So it's about taking care of the practical, finding balance between Queen of Pentacles to Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is, that thing you want to do that you are emotional about or that brings happiness. So finding balance between, the practical and and your feelings, what you want to do. and then we get the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow and steady wins the race. Nobody be in a hurry. Okay. Think before you move, think before you take that step, because the Knight of Pentacles, even though it's an action card, it is all about practical, sensible. So practical and sensible. And then we finish with Spirit is reminding all of us with the Wheel of Fortune that this is fated. The things that are meant to happen are going to happen. The things that are meant to find you will find you. So get in time with the wheel. And I always say, get in time with the wheel so that you can flow. Because if you are behind the wheel, if you're resisting that flow and that change, you're going to get drugged, uncomfortable. If you try to control it and get in front of it, you're going to get run over. So it's all about getting in time. So the first card and last card are both major arcana. So we have balance and you'll go with the flow. Finding that alchemy in the middle there between the practical, what you want to do, what you're happy about, but still taking care of, gosh dang it, computer, come on. Still taking care of your emotions while taking care of practical needs as well.
It's funny.
Does that make sense? Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know what? That's like a perfect segue to that Mercury retrograde that's coming up that overlaps Venus. Because Mercury's in its ruler of Virgo. And you know, whether you want to look at it as ruler of Gemini or Virgo, they're both mutable signs. They both end seasons, so that means adaptability, flexibility. You know, like if you're going to try to be, pig-headed about things, good luck, because with that square with Venus, and this is overlapping the Venus retrograde, squaring Jupiter and squaring Uranus. Like Mercury, is in a sign of rulership, right? So. It's all about revising, and relooking things and being adaptable to change and rethinking things through. And Virgo is also as practical, and like that's why I said perfect segue, because it's about practical. This is the most practical sign of the zodiac, and it's also about your health and wellness. Your daily maintenance of the psyche, and it's also what you do every day. Your habits, all these kind of things, which overlapping the Venus retrograde, which is very heart-centered, like what brings you joy? What are you passionate about? What fuels your fire?
I love it. And I love the image on the Temperance card because that's flexibility. That's a yoga instructor. So remaining flexible. Flexible is going to be really important. I'm getting.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Because this is the thing, Spirit just whispered in my ear. The reason we need to remain flexible, especially in this time, is because with all these big changes, Spirit is definitely here. Being flexible, because what we think we want or what we think needs to happen, the universe, Spirit, God, whatever you want to put a name to that, has better plans. So if you think you want a cookie, but I could make you a cheesecake, let the universe give you the cheesecake. So it's about that's why Spirit is saying be flexible, because if you are getting denied, if you're getting what you think is denied, it's because they're holding out for that fated thing that's coming. They're working all the pieces together for you to bring you more. Okay, so you got to receive it. You got to be open to receive it.
Be open to receive it.
And you know what? The perfect example of flexibility right now is you two ladies with my ball cap attire. Hey,
you should have seen me an hour ago.
We just go with it.
Yeah, my Uranus is on my MC, and it's hit my moon. So I'm getting sudden events with family, sudden events with my partner, all these kinds of things. So it's just been a little bit of chaos on this end. Yeah. So I'm like, Lord help me. Yeah. And I got to hurry up and get online too.
We all slid in here. We got it done. I always love spending time with the two of you.
And Amber knew, because Nicole's the early bird. Wait a second, it's 2 minutes too. She's not here. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your talents and gifts with everyone this evening. And thank you, everybody watching live and on the replays. We will be back. When will we be back? We'll be back in soon.
The fall equinox.
We'll be back at the fall equinox.
September.
I forgot where we were in time for a minute.
Yeah. Our quarterly meetings, for our regular quarterly meetings.
Our regular quarterly meetings. Watch our socials for when everything pops up. And I think I think we're good. Does anybody have any last wonderful parting words for everyone?
Spirit wants me to pull one card, like where to find the happy, where everybody needs to focus on, like where's the joy, where's the happy, because we've been talking about it's temperance again, you guys. This is temperance. So this is all. Remember, the temperance is about balance, but it's also alchemy. So Spirit is really bringing this one out again to talk about the alchemy version. So attitude is everything. If you're going through hell, this country song is in my head. If you're going through hell, just keep going, because you might get out before the devil even knows you're there. So it's attitude. You can, whatever you're going through, how you are feeling about it, you can change the feel of what you're going through if you change your attitude about it, is what that is coming up. So it's all about balance still, but also alchemy. You have the power. I would like to remind people, you have the power to change the energy in an interaction. It takes two. It takes two. If you get in a road rage, and if somebody wants to road rage with you, and I just go, no problem, dude, just wave, smile, it's all good, then I diffused it. So you have the power. And I remind people, instead of sharing, I didn't want to join that person's road rage. I'm going to share my peace. I'm not going to join your chaos. I'm going to share my peace. So that you have the power, and you're allowed to. Everybody's allowed to have their moments. You can pull back on the halter. That's a horse term, and thrash around a little bit, but then come forward and get this right.
And you know what? Just a little tidbit of information not very many people know about astrology, and it echoes what Pamela's been saying, is that when you go online, go to astro.com, astro.com, pull up your birth chart. So when you look at the birth chart, you'll see a big circle. And where's the camera? There we go. A big circle, and then it's a pie chart, right? So because of the pie chart, in the middle there's the center point. So when you take the circle and then the center point, that's the circle of consciousness, which is the glyph for the sun. And with the center point is the balance point of every opposition of the signs that oppose each other. So the goal is to come to balance and center of the chart.
Beautiful.
It's kind of why we're here.
So we're doing the
Not many
thing.
people know that. Look at the chart and realize that. But
That's beautiful. I love that. I love the insights shared. And
see it right over there. If I could move this side.
there we go. Pull it up. There you go.
There it is.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Again, happy solstice. Happy full moon on the 3rd. And ladies, I look forward to our next chat.
I'll be all dolled up for this one, baby.
We'll have the ball caps on next time.
I'm wearing a ball cap next time. I got this.
Take care, ladies. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.